What is the feeling that this was always part of the goal to get to the next round, to get further, to finally do it? What was that feeling like on that field Sunday afternoon?
Well, hopefully, if the cameras were rolling, they were catching me bawling my eyes out. I was definitely like, I was running the bases. I was at second when Ariel hit the walk-off bomb, and I didn't realize that it was a walk-off. I thought for some reason that we still had to get 3 outs. I was so caught up in the moment that I didn't realize. And then someone said, "It's over. It's over." And I said, "It's over?" And then the tears just started coming, and I found anyone I could and just hugged them because it was just an amazing feeling to finally, after 5 years of um, ups and downs with this team, and we've been on the steady incline. It's finally amazing to see that happen for us and to pay off, and especially winning on the road was crazy.
That embrace with McGowan, that was a bit longer. That was a bit more meaningful. Could you just the feelings you had specifically? You've been here a long time with Tara and being able to take that next step with her.
Yeah, I mean, before the game, I told Tara on the bus, I said, we better be crying tears of joy after today. First time crying tears of joy, as a softball player here at Oregon. And as soon as I saw her and we both looked at each other, I was like, this is exactly what we wanted and predicted for this weekend. And it was just crazy to see it all manifest and come true.
How do you sort of take that, compartmentalize it, and then say, all right, there's still a job left to do?
Yeah, I think it's taking in the moment and then realizing, okay, we have more softball to play. I still have a guaranteed 2 more games with this team, and just having fun with that opportunity. I think it's not putting so much pressure on ourselves, and like we've been saying all year, just playing our game, playing Oregon softball, and trusting that what we have is good enough. And whoever is on the other side of the fence, they better watch out, because we're a great team, and when we play and only focus on ourselves, it's crazy what can happen.
What additional meaning, if any, but again, especially after 5 years, but surely it has to. You are the only one from the fall of 18. Tara was 3 months later, Kate was 5 months later. You are the only one who endured it all, and the only one from that class still standing. What does it mean to you now, with the benefit of all this time and to reach these stages?
Yeah, it's crazy to see the transformation of this team from that first couple months of my experience at Oregon, just trying to figure it out as a freshman, and kind of things not going our way, people leaving, and just seeing a team fall apart kind of in those first few months, and then knowing from that point forward it was going to be trying to help be a person and be a team to build up for the next team, and to see that kind of come full circle and like building our team back up has been incredible.
You guys built that team. I mean, 5 years ago, like James was saying, you've had everything kind of happen along the way, but along that journey, you had many opportunities. I'm sure you had some questions like, is this really what I want? You've always dedicated yourself to the process. That process has paid off now. I mean, does it feel kind of validating that, 5 years later, everything that you started out with is, still got more to achieve, obviously, but that you kind of were able to do what you guys set out to do?
Yeah, definitely very validating. I mean, I never really had a doubt in my mind that I would feel satisfied with how I left this program, regardless of the outcome, because I know that it's better than where I started. And it's just even more sweet to know that we're setting up this team for future years, and, recruiting and all of that. We're going to the Super Regionals, and we have a really good opportunity to go to the World Series. And it's just incredible to get this program and bring the fans back with us to Super Regionals, which is really cool.
I was one of the few who actually played at Stillwater way back in 2020. What do you remember of playing there, of what its surface was like? I can't ask you about fans necessarily because it was pretty early in the season. I'm not sure the fans were necessarily out in the same way they would have been in May. But what do you remember of it?
Yeah, I think the stadium was really cool. Atmosphere was really cool. Just like the Jane, we got really great fans, really electric fans, and they're the same way. So I think it's not thinking of the moment too big, and we know how to play in huge environments. We've played in them all year, and so just kind of staying within us and focusing on us. And I think we did a great job of that this past weekend in Arkansas with the crazy environment. But it's a lot more fun when you're focusing on your team and not anything else. So, yeah.
You played them at the beginning of the year. Kelly Maxwell is the only pitcher in your career to strike you out twice in a game. So what makes her so difficult?
Just that we hadn't seen her before. She's a great pitcher. It's a great team that we're going to be playing, and I think not taking them lightly, obviously, at all, but also knowing like we can make adjustments and we can battle against anybody. So, kind of playing a faceless opponent.
From your perspective, from when you played them opening weekend of the year to where this team is at now, what has changed for Oregon as a team?
Yeah, I think just being comfortable with each other. I mean, our culture has grown a lot this year, and from that first weekend in Puerto Vallarta, we knew that that wasn't the last weekend we were playing. That was the very beginning, and regardless of what happened that weekend, we were going to be able to build up from there. And looking back on it, I'm like, wow, we have really grown since that first weekend, just with each other and individually playing. Just everybody's abilities have grown so much, and I think everybody trusts everybody that much more. And so being able to go from Puerto Vallarta however many months ago, it feels like forever ago, to where we are now, it's like night and day.
Tara had mentioned kind of the validation of being able to win against Arkansas, kind of finished business. And I think Jordan Dale had even tweeted, something about unfinished business, kind of completing that. You guys have a chance again to do that with Oklahoma State. You'd lost to them early in the season. You can kind of validate moving on by beating a team that you guys didn't before. Can you kind of speak to what that would mean?
I think it's just playing a faceless opponent, like we said earlier. Yes, we got beat by them earlier in the season, but we're different and they're different, so it's going to be a completely different ball game than what we saw earlier in the season. And I think anyone can say that about any team. Is totally different playing people in postseason. You never know what can happen, and so just playing our game and focusing on us is going to be key.
Get a chance to watch tape of them very much, other than from the opener. Have you had a chance to watch Oklahoma State very much yet?
I think I just watched whatever's on TV at all times. So I've seen them play. I've seen everyone in the country play on TV whenever is, I love watching softball. So I just watch softball on TV whenever I'm at home.
Just didn't know if we talked about their other pitcher, but if Kilfoyle, if you picked up on anything of what makes Lexi, because they have 3, but 2 who are really, really productive and strikeout pitchers. What Lexi is, what makes her a challenging pitcher as a right-hander?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. Yeah, we'll be getting after it this week, just working on what we need to work on as a team. But yeah, excited to see what happens.
I don't want to pick a scab, but just a question: what was going through your mind when that ball kind of hit that triangle and you weren't able to get it? I mean, I know you move on, you compartmentalize really well, but what was in your mind at that time?
I just trying to move on. There's a couple sunballs this weekend that got me, and I know that doesn't happen a whole lot to me or anyone on our team, and it was kind of weird. It definitely sucked in the moment, but I think just moving on and remembering we still have a lot of ball game left and trusting in my teammates to pull through and pick me up was kind of key to bringing myself out of that.